Quicker. Quicker is always better than slower. Unless, of course, you're too quicker. Here you go. I'm appearing now.
I'm waiting.
Well,
there we are.
There's a delay. There's a lag.
There's a lag. There's always a lag.
I'm not seeing any video. Oh, there you go. There we go. All right, then that was all right.
Video.
That had me worried for a minute, and then I thought, here I am, not there. Or here I'm not. That's it. Success. All right. Just before 11, which is good. And of course, here she comes, the second.
Well, she wants to cuddle.
She is obsessive.
She is a bit.
She's obsessive. We have this obsessive cat who obsesses.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just don't put your tail in my coffee or into the candle, and you can come.
Yes.
Slinky.
Anybody want this cat? Please.
You keep trying to give her away.
We should. I think we should.
This is all she wants.
That can fight everybody. People are joining us now, and it's 11 o'clock. And
Kim.
good morning, Sparky. So it is, in fact, officially 11, which means it's time for Elevensies, the late morning show
with Lisa
and Anton. That'll be me. Oh, full names today. Full names and Pactrol, eh? Oops. Dear. Oh dear. What did I do wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Kim says
Good
thank
morning,
you
Pam.
again for the reading last night. I think you did, Kim's. So.
It's a blur. I'm not sure what happens. Sparky likes Skittles. You can have her.
She's hi, Shauna. She's a bit rough around the edges. She looks really cute.
She does. But
she's got Napoleon syndrome, and she beats all the other cats up.
She's mean. She's quite mean sometimes.
And if she
she's
doesn't
so
get rocked
obsessive.
or get her way, then she's even stinkier.
Very stinky. Good morning, Gilda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, there we go. Good morning, Pam. Did I say good morning, Pam, already?
I think you did.
I don't know. I'll do it.
All right.
So it's Thoughtful Thursday.
Thoughtful Thursday.
Better get our thinking caps on then. What are we going to think about on Thoughtful Thursday?
Well,
tell me, Mama, who do you think I am?
Who do you think I am? I love Henley. All right. Anyway, well, I think I'd like to talk about the craft again, because that seems to be, my life. Very much about the craft.
Well, it's what we do, really. If you could be a professional witch, I suppose you fall in that category.
I think I probably do. I'm a witch mother and a psychic, and I run a metaphysical store that kind of supports all the people who are doing their healing work.
And you talk about witchy things online?
Melanie Halsey, yes. Thank you for the reading last night. I didn't ask a question, but still found very helpful some of the things. This is true, Melanie. I think that whoever shows up for the group reading sessions becomes part of that group mind. Yeah. And that everybody who's listening, the universe or the old gods or whoever speaking spirit kind of says, okay, you're here to listen, so I'm going to give you something to try to help you. So even though you maybe didn't ask a question or you didn't have the same questions, maybe you weren't asking about moving or you weren't asking about money or you weren't asking about whatever, some of the advice that comes through does speak to everybody. You can apply that advice. And that's kind of what our theme for today is.
Well,
it's about
advice. Perhaps. Yeah, Pam says, Skittles curls up at 11 a.m. sharp. It's the late morning show with Lisa Anton and Skittles.
And Skittle, yes.
I think more people tune in to watch Skittles, to be honest.
Well, we had Raja yesterday. Skittle was sleeping somewhere.
Yes, he decided to. Yes, he's lovely. He's not so mean. So, I don't know.
He's just big and lummoxy.
Oh, yeah, and he drools. He drools a lot. Anyway, but moving on. Yes, so in our, if you've read the little, the blurb that we stick on each day about what this one's about, we thought about Thoughtful Thursdays, and we've all heard the expression, hey up, you're too soon old and too late smart.
My mom used to say that, we are too soon old and too late smart.
Yeah. It's true, though. It's true. And I remember casting mine back to when I was like the ripe old age of 19. I thought I knew bloody everything.
Of course you did.
I did. Nobody could tell me right from wrong. I bloody got it down. I'd sussed it out. I could dress myself and everything, I was like, I was the bomb. Until I reached 21 and realised at 19 I was a complete dip and knew nothing at all. Right. And then when I got to 27, I realised at 21 I was a complete dip and knew nothing at all. So it continues. And hopefully, if we've got it right, we continue to learn with each passing day. Hopefully.
Yes. And hopefully we educate those younger as well. I posted yesterday something I found pretty funny. It was talking about, manuals that come with things. That now operators' manuals, instead of just telling you how to operate the machine, tell you how to avoid, killing yourself. Good morning, Nessa. Like you always talk about the Husqvarna chainsaw that says
do not attempt to stop the moving chain using your hands or other part of your anatomy. It will not go there. Why on earth? That only means somebody must have tried that.
Right. So
why?
When it comes to the craft, there very much is that same sort of responsibility for education. And, I know I sound like my parents now, but I've noticed that this really young generation of witches, let's say the late teens
the younger
to 30.
than Instagram generation, the next generation,
the
TikTok generation. We'll call it the TikTok generation,
All
shall
right,
we?
like the late teens to not through their Saturn return. And even some that are through their Saturn return, but it just seems like there's this definite resurgence of the craft.
Well, that's a good thing.
Which
that
is
a good thing. It is a good thing.
And I understand that many people come to the craft because they are soured by rules.
And the revealed religions and the dogma that's associated with them and all that sort of stuff. Much like Skittle.
Right.
Yes.
But just because these rules aren't written in a big fat book like the Bible or the Quran or the Talmud, doesn't mean that there isn't kind of a code of ethics to follow.
There are some unwritten rules.
Or an understanding of what's happening. Now, what are we doing now?
Yes, there are unwritten rules. Like if you will, there are rules of physics, I think, and there are rules of magic, I think, too. And one of the things, we love them, we meet them all the time. We're so blessed to do that. We meet some wonderful and beautiful and interesting people. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like me grandfather here, There is an element of people that, as Lisa was saying, we're keen, we want to embrace this, we want to get involved, but you can't tell me what's right and what's wrong. That's fine.
Well, the craft is definitely about, all right. So when Scott Cunningham was writing in the 90s, and he wrote a book called Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner.
Yes.
He talked to people and said, do what comes from your heart. And by that, I think he meant about building a tradition for yourself, building a connection to the old gods. Who is it that speaks to your heart? Building a relationship with nature and the wheel of the year. He didn't mean be as eclectic as possible. Pick and choose the things that are all bright and fluffy and ignore rules that might save you a lot of consternation.
But speak to me best with only love in mind, I think is where we're going with this.
Right.
That's the purity of intent.
So I think that there are some core tenets of the craft, which are, of course, and it harm none, do as you will. And I think if people were to read and understand the charge of the goddess,
that's a lifetime's work.
They would have a better idea of what's going on. So now, there is a huge difference between being a solitary practitioner. Those are the real diehard, you can't tell me what to do,
Are they?
A lot of them
No,
are.
I think there's some people who are solitary practitioners simply because they're the only person around themselves that can
I'm not
practice.
talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who don't want anybody
who
else.
eschew traditional training.
Who don't want anybody else to tell them the sky is blue, the grass is green, this is the east. They don't want that. So they remain solitaries because they have a very difficult time participating with any sort of guidelines. There's a group of solitaries out there that you see,
Right.
I'm a crystal witch, I'm a hedge witch, I'm a candle witch, you're a witch.
I'm a platinum fish witch.
Okay, you're a witch. Good
yeah.
morning, Robert.
But hold on, can I just interject one thing? Hold your thought, because I want you to continue what you're doing.
I don't.
But isn't it really fascinating that these people seek validation from others with the interaction in the groups that they interact with, though? But pray continue.
Oh, you mean on the Book of Face?
On the Book of Face. And
I've done this
on
and I've done that, and you can't tell me. And
yeah,
Moldavite is the most amazing crystal ever.
They're seeking validation. They are seeking validation. So.
And there are different levels of working in a group as well. And those different levels of working in a group provide different levels of responsibility. But they also provide different levels of support, right? So if you are a solitary practitioner and you're doing that because there is no group around you, you still are probably following the core tenets of Wicca and had some sort of training. You know, I use this example a lot. If you wanted to learn to crochet a sweater and you had no idea how to crochet,
that would be me.
Reading the pattern in a book, you could eventually do it.
You think?
But having a tutor who showed you this is what they mean by three stitches. No, that's knitting. 3 stitches here and half double is this, and this is what this looks like, and if you don't do it this way, then the sleeve is going to be way too short or long or whatever. So it's much easier to gain experience from someone with experience. So whether you're working in a community and you've made like a membership to a community, or whether you're working your way into a court, or whether you've taken an oath and been initiated into a coven. These are all different levels of a specific tradition, usually. Right? Now, of course, there are the fringes out there who say that they are running a coven when they don't even know really what that means. And, you know, at least some of them have the intention of doing good work and helping others. But I think that you really want to think about where you are standing, what you're looking to do, and if you want to, you know, you really want to have the sweater, then go to the people who have made 100 sweaters, you know?
It's true. You know, one of the things is going back to where we started. You know, we're too soon old, and I've got some fabulous comments here, and too late smart. And the problem is, there's one of these things that ignorance and arrogance are unfortunate bedfellows. And we tend to be, you know, when we're trying to assert our, you know, we move into that area of solar plexus in that part of our development in our lives, and we're really about asserting ourselves and taking responsibility for our own spirituality and wanting to do right by us. And all of these are good things. The trouble is, you don't even conceptualize the fact that there is so much you don't know. And I think that was one of the most, I think it was Janet who told you that.
Janet Farrar. Yeah. We were talking about second degree, she called it second degree syndrome.
Yes.
Because it's kind of like what Anton was saying. When I was 19, I thought I knew everything. So some people, they get to second degree and they just want third degree. I got it
all down.
They've already done it.
I've nailed it. I know everything there is to know.
So yeah, Janet said, well, you see, my dear, they're suffering from something called second degree syndrome. They don't know what they don't know, and you can't tell them.
Well, you can't.
And, you know, I had to ponder that for a while. I understand that they didn't know what they didn't know, but you can't tell them was profound because they had to gain that experience.
That realization.
So there are people who will do that. They'll go from coven to coven to coven, and they'll get just so far, and they'll make demands, and they will get no further. 3
first degrees, a third degree does not make.
Yes, he's quoting Ellen Cannon Reed. Yeah, so Ellen Cannon Reed wrote some amazing books, and The Heart of Wicca is one that we use in our training.
That'll get to you.
Because you either love it or you think, this is a see you next Tuesday. And if you don't love it, then the traditional craft work may not be for you. So what are some of the comments that you have?
Some of that, I just want to, before I get totally lost on the comments, I just want to come back to one of the things. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize as I guess we'd call ourselves preservers of the path. Yes. I think this is, we're professional witches. But part of our profession, part of our commitment, the oath that we have taken is to preserve the path for those that would walk on it after us. Mm-hmm. And that's
live a
part
life
of
in service to the old gods.
That's making sure that you maintain the path, that if it's falling into disrepair, you take care to ensure that it is properly, and this can be anything as simple as care of magical tools, buildings, ancient memorials and sites,
graveyards.
History, preserving the history, preserving the purity of the history, etc., etc. All of this.
Helping someone.
Yeah, but most importantly, helping somebody behind you. Yeah. To how you say, hey, look, there's a stump sticking out here. Don't fall over that. Don't tread on that. Or watch out. That way's blocked. Come this way a little bit. You can get around it. That's what we mean when we reach out. We take this oath to help those behind us. To go. We're not the Pope. We're going to screw up. Stick around me. You're going to see me make some spectacular mistakes as I move forwards. It's quite fascinating, actually. But I will do my best to help those behind me, and I think that's what it's about. And help them. You've got to have your own journey. It's all about your journey. It's nobody else's journey. That's why you can't tell somebody, because it's their realization. It's their journey. They have to have it themselves. Right. Nobody can have that journey
for them. But you can certainly
watch out. There's a pothole.
A hand, yeah. And I do think that if you get to be part of a community and you work your way towards being into a court or towards being into a coven, that you will grow much faster than if you're just reading books and trying to sort it all out yourself. You can do that. You can remain a solitary. You don't have to be initiated. You don't have to be part of a community. You can be an amazing witch as a solitary. You really can. But the thing that we're trying to say is search yourself and decide, why are you a solitary? Are you a solitary because you're isolated and can't find a group? Are you a solitary because you really do love yourself and the work that you're doing and you want to keep it that way and you're keeping a book of shadows and journals and learning? Or are you a solitary because you can't allow anybody to damage your ego?
Well, destruction of ego, that is part and parcel of it. It's not raising to the ground and destroying your ego totally, but it's realizing that your ego is sometimes the thing that stops you from growing and learning. Lots of people have made comments about humility and
when you're part of a circle, there is that you're part of a circle.
Yes, we are in a circle, so we all there's nobody up in a big pulpit going, oh Lord, you are so big and all that kind of stuff. I think I love what Lisa just said, about the whole solitary thing. And it reminds me, I think one of the authors I have the most profound respect for, sadly no longer on this mortal coil, Terry Pratchett.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote, well, I suppose you could teach yourself witchcraft, but both the teacher and the student would have to be exactly the right kind of person.
Too funny.
Yeah, that funny, eh? That's it. So we, part of our gig is preserving the path so that it remains for those. I mean, it was here long before us, and we hope that if we do our part to ensure it is preserved, it'll be here long after we've shuffled off this.
Well, that's our long-term goal, obviously, is to have a place where people can come and learn and grow and be part of nature. So again, I'm going to give that shameless plug. If you haven't gone to Celtica.org,
please
go there and have a look. And
I'm going to put it in.
I'm going to put it in here.
I'm going to put it in the chat. Please go to Celtica.
Celtica.org. That project has kind of been on hold.
Well, the pandemic did a number on us.
We were going great guns until the pandemic hit, and then that was the end of that. But now we're back on our quest. So
yeah, it's something that's way more important than us, you know, and I think that's the kind of.
And obviously we've written Simply Wicca, and we're working on other
we got
educational tools and books that to help people.
I think we're doing our best to preserve
the path. And the next round of Coming Home to the Craft of the Wise, the year and a day course that we teach in our tradition, which is a traditional,
clear about that.
Traditional Wicca, starts in October.
Certainly not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not your get witch quick course.
It's not. It involves work.
And we will have it in person, but we will also Zoom for
wherever
people who don't live nearby.
We've had people join us from lands afar.
Yeah,
we had people from the UK join.
We had 2 people from the UK.
It's kind of cool.
So, Amber, if you're interested in that, if you go to our Facebook events into October, you can see the outline for Coming Home to the Craft of the Wise.
Just PM us. We can
so,
bring it to speed.
Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying. Think about the magic that you're working on, and seek elders. You know,
the experience is priceless.
One of the most wonderful experiences that I've had was being able to sit down with Janet Farrar. Or Farrar, sorry. Farrar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You American types say it all wrong, you know.
Farrar, as in furrier. All right. Well. Anyway, so that was one of the most blessed times that I had was her counsel. So seek the counsels of elders and do good work. Preserve the path. Don't just say, I'm going to mix this and that and the other thing, and you can't tell me what to do.
You can't tell me that's wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Time for a card.
Time for the card. Pam says she would take it if it were not on Sundays. Listen, it's only the rest of your life, Pam. Make a hole.
It's one Sunday a month.
One Sunday a month.
It's the first Sunday of the month.
All right. We have the Empress. Oh, and talk about the patter of little feet. What's our reading for today? This is a card I see of coming into fruition of great fecundity and fertility and all positive stuff. So it's not just a straight out fertility card. This is very much, even though one of our hens is giving it large, laying an egg right now.
No, there's a squirrel and she's upset.
She's not liking the squirrel?
Not at all.
Okay, well, we'll... other interesting things. Look, that's it. Look, squirrel.
Yeah, I don't have ducks. Ducks in a row? I don't have ducks. I got squirrels. They're very unruly.
They're all over the place. But I love this, the sign of Venus on a little heart-shaped pomegranate shield type thing, whatever it is by the side of her. And she's this is very much about, beauty and gentleness and it's a cracking card. What's your reading for today? Empress.
Oh, gosh, we talked about this card recently, and I talked about the myth of Persephone and Demeter. For today, I'm going to say work on healing past hurts, right? We have all this retrograde energy, and so many people have been traumatized by something. So I think today, identify what hurts and work to heal it.
Yeah, and we talked about putting the baggage at the lost and found. Hanging on to something, thinking one day justice will be done. It's just, it's eating at you from the inside. And what came up in our readings, you can go back and watch them last night.
Yesterday's live.
Oh, yeah. The amount of times the strength card came up, and that to me is strength, love. Love is the strongest force in the entire universe, and it really works to fix everything. It's a theme. Yes, it is a theme, Pam. It is a theme. Yeah. So love works to fix everything. It really does. So, and this is she's very gentle. She's very she's the antithesis of her partner, the Emperor, if you will, is very stern and very authoritarian, very fixed in his ways. She's
the
the
balance.
3.
She's the 4
3.
to the force.
Yeah, she's the bringing that magical place, from which all life springs, and the resolution of opposition. So it's a wonderful thing. And this cornfield in the front is really
It's a wheat field.
wheat
Oh,
corn,
barley
corn. Sorry. Two people separated by a common language.
Yes.
Yes, I don't mean sweet corn, I mean barley corn. And this is really very much, this is a symbol of wealth. I mean, we had the corn exchanges back then, and that's it. Confusing question. Can't stop finding the wrong things. How can I find the right? What you focus on comes into focus, Mike. That's
I guess he can't identify the point of hurt.
okay. I don't know. That's his last name, unless that's what he is. I don't know. I don't know, Mike.
When I was talking about identify what it is that's bothering you.
Oh, okay.
Or
all
harming
right.
you.
I'm sorry. I'm
work to heal it.
on a different planet now. I've lost.
All right. What is your reading for today for this card?
This is walking beauty, I feel, and work to find resolution to opposition, especially if that lies within yourself. And just putting it down and saying it's okay. It's okay. That serene acceptance, I think, will liberate you from a great weight of internal strife. It's a great card. It's a good card. Always round. Really good card today. So
all right.
There we go. Listen, we've been whittering on for ages.
Yes.
We probably better get on with the day, because
we got candles to make and all kinds of things.
You probably heard what sounded like a very loud kettle. That's Max Welter, our friendly
melter.
Max Welter. That's what we call him. He's huge. He melts our wax. So, lots of good comments. Read the comments in there, Mike, as well. Lots of people are chiming in. So, I love our community. It's sort of growing and getting interesting here. People are starting to feed back to each other, and that's wonderful and fantastic and great. So, please comment, and subscribe.
Today's Thursday. Rogan during the day and Gwendolyn this evening.
Hey, Gwen. She's lovely.
So, Rogan, I think, until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then Gwendolyn this evening.
All right. Thank you so much for watching us. Please comment, subscribe, tell your friends. We want to be less of a well-kept secret. We've been a well-kept secret for too long. So
peace out.
Be well and have a fabulous day. And